Be gone to the Steelers in talks, not official yet. CJ just got traded to the Houston Texans. Shady, you are shaking your head. Eagles Hall of Famer.
I think out of all these different moves, CJ and I think Slay is the big moves that we need, right? Got to find a way to replace the cornerback, right, obviously. But then I think it's CJ. CJ is like our heartbeat of this team. That's what I call him. When I see him, I say, what's up, heartbeat? Because he is that emotional leader. Right? Everybody has a guy like that on the team. Sometimes it's the linebacker. Sometimes that scary DN. And sometimes it's a safety. And for us, it's the safety. When you got a guy that's super vocal all day, all night, screaming, yelling, bringing that energy. Some guys may play well, but some guys might need somebody to uplift them, motivate them, give them some energy. He's that guy. When we lost him a couple years ago, you seen a difference. You didn't see that attitude. You ain't see that aggressiveness. You ain't see that Philadelphia football. You ain't see it. Now he's gone. I don't know, because he makes holds everybody accountable. You need players like that. So I'm sure Howie has something up his sleeve. He's doing something, but we gonna need to replace that.
Gigantic loss. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, gigantic loss.
Like that.
I got to be worried about the Eagles defensively right now, because what I call him an enforcer. I don't know Chauncey Gardner-Johnson off the field, but every team on the field, you need a bad dude. Like a dude who, at any point in time, he might get thrown out the game.
Get in a fight.
He might get thrown out the game, and that's just got to be okay. And Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, he is that dude. Every team has him. The Eagles don't have that at linebacker. Zach Bond is a really good player, but Zach Bond is not an enforcer. Right now, you got defensive linemen, and Jalen Carter, he's obviously materializing into that enforcer. But Chauncey Gardner-Johnson in the back end, before Jalen Carter was ever drafted to the Philadelphia Eagles, was that enforcer, that bad dude, who you know ain't nobody gonna cheap shot somebody on our defense because Chauncey back there. So now you got to replace Slay. You got to replace Chauncey. I just don't know how you can adequately replace all those people in 1 year. Again, like Shady said, it's not a coincidence. Chauncey there, Eagles go to the Super Bowl, Eagles defense is stout. Chauncey goes to Detroit, Detroit has the best year of their career. Chauncey comes back to Philadelphia, Eagles win their second Super Bowl in the history of the franchise. Last 3 years, Chauncey's gone to a Super Bowl, set a record for the Detroit Lions going back to an NFC Championship game, first time in 30 years, and won a Super Bowl. It's not a coincidence, people. That loss is substantial.
I love it, and I love it by D'Amico, too.
Facts.
Because D'Amico, we need them dogs. I go against Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen in these playoffs. We need them dogs and them enforcers. The Eagles, I don't know what they're doing. Because last year, last year when they did not make it to the Super Bowl, all we talked about was secondary. That's all we talked about. And then when they got CJ, we like, okay, right, they got an enforcer back there. They are going to be all right. They don't have a pass rush. Right? Whether we like it or not, all year long, the Philadelphia Eagles are just not getting after the quarterback with the pass rush. They were covering really, really well, right? And they were stopping the run really well, but they just not getting after the passer. And they don't blitz a lot because of the guys in the back end that can cover. So now you lose two really good dudes that can cover, a guy in CJ that can really come downhill and tackle as well and really be that enforcer. I don't really know how you replace him emotionally neither. Like I said, there's certain dudes that's in the draft and there's certain dudes that's not. You cannot lose certain dudes like this off your football team when you just win a Super Bowl. This is a big loss. I don't know how they're going to replace him and where they're going. I think we're going to be sitting up here in the season saying that secondary is a problem for the Philadelphia Eagles.
It's March 11th. I don't have my watch on today, but I'm looking at my phone. 6 months from now, the season starts. 6 months almost to the day. And we're sitting up here like we're worried about the best team in football because of one player. Have we not learned, have we not learned to, in Howie we trust? Like Howie season, as Lane Johnson just tweeted it out. Like, it's one player. Listen, this screams to me, too, that there's something else going on behind the scenes. Howie's going to make another splash move. They're not going to just not replace C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Okay? And they brought over Kenyon Green, which is a former first-round pick. This tells me that they're also probably going to lose Mekhi Becton. Because you don't trade for somebody without getting a piece in there. It's a plug-and-play guy, okay? So I just think we need to take a deep breath, relax. They still got Vic Fangio, still calling up those plays. I know you need an enforcer, but it's too early to react, in my opinion, to be, oh, we're so worried. Let's be real. Can the Eagles still win a Super Bowl without C.J. Gardner-Johnson?
It's not just...
Yes. Yes, they can, because the Philadelphia Eagles are built 1-53, unlike any team we have ever seen before.
I just can't come out there and say that, because the thing is, in Howie, we trust Howie let CJ go the first time, and you saw what happened to the Eagles.
Seen what happened.
I
felt that.
1,000%. I think people take Chauncey Gardner-Johnson for granted. Number one, he's 27 years old. Like, still got all the years ahead of him. But two, Chase, you lose one player, and it can be a house of cards now defensively.
So you don't trust Howie, is what you're saying?
No, I do trust Howie, but Howie's human.
The best team in football.
Howie's human and can make mistakes.
Do you still think they're the best team in football?
I think they're the best offense in football.
Do you still think they're the best team in football right now? Best offense? What? They were just number one in every category.
Yes, and they lost their safety and they lost their corner.
Right.
And they lost the D tackle and they lost Sweat.
There's no way they're going to play Milton Williams.
I'm just saying, those are key dudes on your defense.
Right.
That's gone.
Right.
Like, Sweat did have 2.5 tackles, 2.5 sacks in the Super Bowl.
It's 4 dudes that made plays for that
paid.
defense.
And as much as we give Vic all that credit, but I seen Vic get shredded a lot.
Shredded.
Right? And I think players matter. And another thing, you only talk about the physical tools. What about holding people accountable? I feel like playing on really good teams and playing on great teams, that was the difference. It's having players that hold everybody accountable.
I like that.
Because if everybody's good, it's cool. But hold up, man. If we're going to be great, no. You're having a good job and you have a great job.
Yeah.
And I think CJ holds everybody accountable. When things ain't right, he calls them out.
I'm just done freaking out about the Eagles, because every time we freak out about them passing, oh my God, they lost these guys. Oh my God, Howie comes through and they end up the best team in football.
Players cover that up, though.
Players do cover that up.
I'm just saying, he's going to make another splash move. I'm just so sick and tired of, for me personally, like doubting the Eagles. Like, I'm not going to be worried about the Eagles. You're one of the best teams in football for the past 3 years.
We're not doubting. We just
I'm holding them accountable.
Concerns. I mean, like you take away one of the. He's the quarterback of the defense.
Yeah.
Right. You love how important the quarterback is, right?
Yeah.
Well, if you lose the quarterback of the defense, that's pretty important.
Here's the other thing I'm thinking about now. This team is real young.
Yeah.
Real young.
Another thing.
Real quick. Defensive line, Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith. Going to be a second-year player, third-year player. I want a combination, but I need a combination. Slay, gone.
Or 20.
Yeah, but Zach Bond's been a starter for 1 year. Yeah. And no controversy.
Right.
1 year and just was balling the whole time. Like, 1 year. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, he's played at a high level about 5-6 years now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want a combination of old and young. But this team is just young. Cooper DeJean, young. Quinyon Mitchell, young. The starting Sidney Brown's supposed to start up for Chauncey, young. Jordan Davis, as it pertains to, like, legitimate leadership, young. Jalen Carter, legitimate leadership,
let me ask you, because you guys, sorry for interrupting, because this just came to my head. Do you think that them losing C.J. Gardner-Johnson puts them back in the fold to bring Slay back for a leadership perspective? I know they're different positions, but from a leadership, no, he's not. He's still. They still own it.
I'm saying, like,
they still own his rights. Like, does this make sense to bring Slay back now from a veteran leadership? Because that's what you're telling me you're missing.
I think Howie is communicating to us, and remember, Howie said at the Combine, "I'm going to make some moves that are going to make y'all fans scratch your head. Stick with me." So Howie already said he telegraphed his punch, and he's still throwing it. I think Howie's on to something that I don't know about.
But you know
Slay
what?
Ain't coming back.
The first time CJ left,
you don't think Slay's coming back?
The first time CJ left, first of all, when we first got CJ, I was like, well, I didn't know. I knew about him because I played against him with the Bucks, and I was okay. You know, he could cover some. He's a safety that could cover some wide receivers. So I like that about him. He's versatile. But then when we got to Philadelphia, I'm like, oh, he's more than that. Oh, he's a leader. Oh, he's a vocal leader.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a defensive quarterback. So I started loving him even more. And then when he leaves, you see the difference.
Saw the difference, bro.
And then when he comes back, you see the difference
again.
That's why I'm not like overly panicking, because I think Howie's really great. I think our team is really phenomenal. But when you lose a guy like C.J. Gardner, man, it makes a difference. And that's not my opinion.
I
actually seen it
point.
here and he wasn't there.
I get that. We got to get to more breaking news. The Colts might have a new starting quarterback. Anthony Richardson.